I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shine. They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now, the young white girl comes along, and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
The mic dropped. The internet exploded, and Angel Reese just got exposed in the harshest spotlight imaginable. Stephen A. Smith didn't just criticize her, he nuked her entire narrative for points. 4. In a game where her so-called rival, Caitlin Clark, wasn't even on the court.
The WNBA's Rookie of the Year last season, and a first-team All-WNBA selection. So far, she's averaging 19 points and a league-leading 9.3 assists through 4 games this season. I could give a damn about that last part. I don't care about her leading the league, and it's about the points that she's averaging because I already know that the young lady can ball. She is special. What I'm interested in is what somebody tweeted me and asked about earlier today that I want to show you right now. Put this tweet up, please, so our audience can see it here. At 4th Gen Bucci, B-U-C-C-I, right? Stephen A. Smith, can the WNBA keep itself afloat while CC, as in Caitlin Clark, is out?
While Clark sat wrapped in ice, Reese played like she'd forgotten basketball existed. Rebound after rebound, but zero firepower, zero dominance. This wasn't a rivalry. It was a funeral for a reputation, and the WNBA may never look the same.
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
He also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA-specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do knowing that she's out for the next 2 weeks. I'm not saying I know for sure what's going to happen, but I have an idea.
But before we dive deeper, smash that like button. If you live for unfiltered sports drama, the truth bomb's coming. You'll want to remember this moment. The arena buzzed with electric tension that night. Fans clad in sky blue and fever gold. Social media prime for fireworks. Reese entered with signature swagger. Diamond-studded earrings catching the spotlight. Custom sneakers flashing neon pink. All eyes tracked her warm-up routine, aggressive rebounds, celebratory fist bumps. Yet when tip-off arrived, a chilling transformation occurred. Her first shot, an open 8-footer, clanked off the rim like a brick. The second, a forced turnaround jumper swallowed whole by Indiana's defense. With each miss, her shoulders slumped further. By halftime, she logged 37 minutes, but just 2 points on 1 of 7 shooting. The frustration boiled over. A technical foul for shoving Aaliyah Boston after a rebound scrum. Teammates avoided her gaze during huddles. Clark, meanwhile, became a paradoxical powerhouse from the bench. Despite the ankle brace, she diagrammed plays for guards Lexi Hull and Erica Wheeler, shouting adjustments over crowd's roar. When Fever rookie Celeste Taylor sang a transition 3, Clark leapt up, weighed entirely on her good foot, pumping her fists so fiercely her crutches toppled over. The symbolism was brutal. Indiana's system thrived without its star, while Chicago's collapsed around theirs. The roots of rivalry beyond the taunt.
Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level. It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living, you know what, at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten to this point.
The now infamous hand wave wasn't spontaneous. It was a calculated response forged in overlooked context. Rewind to Iowa's Elite Eight game against Louisville weeks earlier. Clark performed the identical "you can't see me" gesture after a dagger three. The difference? Media framed Clark's move as passionate, while Reese's became classless.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark, because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her come uppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated, and that's unfortunate because we got some no-good-ass people in it.
This duality haunted Reese's transition to the WNBA. Behind the scenes, the emotional toll grew in visible weights. Endorsement disparity. Clark signed 8 national deals pre-draft. Reese secured 3 regional partnerships. Narrative control. ESPN's 2023 Women of the Tournament special devoted 18 minutes to Clark's journey versus Reese's 90-second segment.
Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home and over 15,000 on the road. 4 teams moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. That's about Caitlin Clark. How do we know this? Attendance for the entire league was up nearly 50% last year. According to data from across the timeline, and Indiana led all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. That was up 319% from the year earlier.
Psychological warfare. Anonymous scouts circulated rumors Reese relied on athleticism over skill, a trope historically weaponized against black athletes. Reese's villain persona became armor, as she told the Players Tribune. "If they paint me as a heel, I'll be the shiniest heel they've ever seen." Her pre-game runway walks and bejeweled recovery boots weren't distractions. They were defiance. Yet the armor cracked under double standards. When Clark hip-checked a defender in a 2024 game, commentators chuckled at her edge. When Reese set a hard screen days later, reckless, needs composure. The unseen fallout. The digital vitriol post-championship wasn't just cruel, it was systematic. Forensic analysts later traced 68% of the racist abuse to bot accounts linked to overseas gambling syndicates exploiting U.S. cultural divisions. Reese's mother, Angel Webb, began screening her daughter's social media, deleting threats before Reese could see them. "We stopped counting at 15,000 messages," Webb revealed in a closed-door WNBA meeting. Meanwhile, Clark's endorsement deals included media training, shielding her from controversy. Reese navigated hers alone, until Chicago Sky GM Jeff Pagliacca hired crisis PR firm Levinson Group. Their strategy? Redirect focus to Reese's community work. Her free basketball camps in Baltimore, her sneaker donations to Chicago schools. Yet outlets buried these stories under Reese versus Clark clickbait, the breaking point. Reese's 4-point game wasn't just poor execution. It was a culmination of corrosive pressure. Sky coaches later disclosed she'd averaged 2.3 hours of sleep nightly for weeks, obsessively watching film, while notifications exploded on her phone. At shoot-around that morning, she'd airball 5 consecutive free throws. Her eyes looked hollow. An assistant trainer noted. When Clark's absence was announced pre-game, Reese reportedly whispered, "Now they'll really come for me." Every missed shot amplified the voices in her head. The booing fans, the sneering memes, the endless comparisons. By the 4th quarter, she passed up open layups, a subconscious surrender to the narrative. As Stephen A. Smith's critique echoed post-game, Reese sat motionless in the locker room for 53 minutes. Teammates left without consoling her. The unspoken truth hung heavier than any stat line. This wasn't basketball. It was a gladiator arena where talent warred with trauma. The WNBA's swift investigation into alleged hate speech during the Fever Sky opener initially signaled progress, a league finally confronting its demons. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's "No Space for Hate" campaign launch just days prior felt timely. Yet when findings revealed no substantiated evidence of racist remarks, the resolution satisfied no one. For critics, it proved systemic failure. For supporters, it exposed how allegations themselves become weapons in a racialized battlefield. Reese, visibly drained in post-game interviews, stated only, "I'm focused on the game today." Her silence spoke louder than the inquiry. Behind the statistics, the 4-point outings, the 33% shooting, lurked a human unraveling. Teammates noted Reese's insomnia, her midnight film sessions punctuated by social media scrolls. The Bayou Barbie persona, once armor, now felt like a cage. When Clark's absence amplified scrutiny, Reese passed open shots as if the rim were electrified. A technical foul for shoving Aaliyah Boston wasn't aggression. It was despair manifesting. Coach Tyler Marsh's position, shuffling, power forward, small ball center, wasn't strategy. It was a Hail Mary for her confidence. The cruel irony? Reese's 12 rebounds per game led the league, yet each board echoed with Stephen A. Smith's verdict. She's not her. Clark's meteoric rise wasn't just skill, it was insulation. While Reese navigated vitriol alone, Clark's ecosystem absorbed blows. Nike's $28 million endorsement included media training, shielding her from controversy. The Fever organization, hyper-aware of her savior status, deployed PR teams to reframe narratives. When racist trolls attacked opponents like Dejanai Carrington, Clark condemned them, yet never faced comparable targeting. Her 30 points on a sprained ankle wasn't mere resilience. It was a product of support net Reese could only imagine. Even Clark's response to the investigation, "There's no place for that in society," felt polished, distant. Sue Bird's indictment cut deepest. Caitlin is being used as a pawn. Racism impacted the WNBA long before her. Elite black stars, Aya Wilson grinding for MVPs on $65,000 salaries. Breanna Stewart's championships ignored by ESPN. Watch Clark's stardom validate what they'd always deserved. Engelbert's comparison of Clark/Reese to Bird versus Magic ignored uncomfortable truths. Magic Johnson never faced rape threats for trash-talking Larry Bird. The resurrection narrative, framing Clark as the league's lifeline, erased 28 years of black labor. When Reese crumbled, it wasn't jealousy. It was the weight of knowing even excellence wouldn't spare her. The league now stands at a crossroads. Clark's triple-doubles in sold-out arenas prove the business case for visibility. But true progress demands rejecting false binaries, celebrating Clark without weaponizing whiteness, supporting Reese without reducing her trauma. As Alyssa Thomas stated after enduring racist abuse, "Basketball's headed in a great direction, but we don't want fans to degrade us." For Reese, redemption lies not in out-Clarking Clark, but in redefining success. Rebounds as resistance, resilience as revolution. For the WNBA, it means acknowledging that hatred needs no verified things to poison a game. Reese's scoring drought transcends ordinary slumps. It's systemic erosion. Consider her 8.3 PPG ranks dead last among 32 starting forwards, trailing even defensive specialists known for offensive limitations. In the paint, her supposed main, she converts 41% of layups, league average 58%. Most damning, 72% of her shots come within 5 feet, yet she finishes worse than 7-foot centers facing triple teams. This is an inefficiency. Its identity collapse. Film reveals a haunting pattern. Reese secures offensive rebounds through brilliant positioning, then immediately passes out, even with no defender within 6 feet. Against Connecticut, she grabbed for consecutive O boards and kicked all to perimeter shooters who missed. Stat padding. Accusations gain credence when rebound becomes safety blankets. The positional purge. Coach Tyler Marsh's rotation chaos exposes deeper dysfunction. Power forward experiment. Required to set picks and space the floor. Result? Opponents sagged 10 feet off her, clogging driving lane for guards Courtney Williams and Marina Mabry. Small ball center. Tasked with rim protection, but averaged 0.7 blocks while fouling at a league-high rate, 5.2 per 36 minutes. Stretch 4 disaster. Forced to take corner threes she'd never practiced. Went 0 to 17 before Marsh abandoned the experiment. These aren't adjustments. They're panic moves. Marsh's playbook now features Reese as a decoy in 63% of half-court sets. When the ball enters her hands, sets disintegrate into isolation bailouts. Teammates' body language says everything. Point guard Dana Evans visibly grimaced when Reese called for a post-up against New York's 6 feet 2 inches center, then celebrated when the entry pass got deflected. The phantom of college passed. Reese's LSU dominance relied on unsustainable advantages evaporating in the pros. Athleticism gap. Collegiate forwards couldn't match her vertical leap. WNBA veterans read her jump timing like metronomes. Transition dependency. 68% of her college points came on fast breaks. Chicago's pace ranks last in transition frequency. Volume over efficiency. Took 18 shots slash game at LSU by overpowering smaller defenders. Now, double teams force her into travels or wild passes. The cruelest twist? Her greatest skill, offensive rebounding, has become self-sabotage. By crashing the glass relentlessly, she leaves Chicago vulnerable to 4 on 3 fast breaks. Opponents intentionally funnel drivers into her area, knowing she'll overcommit for boards. The whispering locker room. While public narratives focus on race, private tensions reveal basketball purgatory. Veterans resent her defensive freelancing, often abandoning assignments to chase rebounds. Rookies mimic her habit of stat watching during live play. Multiple coaches cite her glancing at the jumbotron after a bounce. Training staff report she skips shooting drills to work on instinctual putbacks, despite converting just 22% of them. The unspoken fear? Reese sees herself as a hybrid of Dennis Rodman and Io Wilson. Ignoring that Rodman mastered defensive schemes, Wilson refined her mid-range game for a decade. When assistants suggested studying Sylvia Fowles' footwork, Reese reportedly snapped, "I didn't come here to be a carbon copy." Clark's contrasting evolution. Clark's own early struggles, 5 TOs / game in May. Spotlight Reese's developmental failure. While Clark hired a sports psychologist to channel criticism into focus. Spent 90 minutes daily with fever assistants breaking down pick-and-roll coverages. Publicly praised teammates who covered her defensive lapses. Reese doubled down on isolation. Her off-season transformation videos featured glamorous workout aesthetics over fundamental drills. When Sky staff urged her to develop a go-to move, a la Wilson's dream shake, she prioritized branding photo shoots. The result? Wilson now scores 1.38 points per post-up. Reese manages 0.61. The narrow path to redemption. Salvaging Reese's career requires brutal concessions. Embrace role player status. Study Taj Gibson's career. Exemplary screens, defensive communication, 10 quality mints greater than 30 empty ones. Rebrand Rebound Queen as strategy. Channel Moses Malone. Box out first, secure ball second, ignite fast breaks. Public vulnerability. Admit flaws like Ja Morant's mental health break, reset narrative. Chicago's front office now debates benching her for 32-year-old reserve Elizabeth Williams, a move signaling the end of patience. As one executive warned anonymously, potential has an expiration date. Hers reads, ASG break. The unavoidable truth. Reese's crisis isn't about Clark, race, or media. It's about professional evolution. Great athletes adapt, Tim Duncan adding bank shots. Stubborn ones atrophy. Dwight Howard refusing to expand post moves. Every missed box out, every passed up shot, every defiant post game. I'm him. Proclamation digs her grave deeper. The WNBA forgives failure, but never stagnation. The swirling bench rumors aren't just noise. They're a seismic warning. Reese's 2025 season epitomizes a crisis of identity. A rebounding savant, 12.1 RPG, shackled by scoring inefficiency, 35.8% FG. Her struggles mirror Chicago's systemic collapse. a 2-6 record, offensive disarray, and a devastating loss of floor general Courtney Vandersloot to a torn ACL5. Without Vandersloot's playmaking, Reese's flaws glare harsher. She's now forced to create shots she's never mastered. Passing open looks like grenades. Coach Tyler Marsh's positional roulette, shifting her from power forward to small ball center, reads as desperation, not strategy. As ESPN bluntly notes, Reese has been underperforming. Her shooting percentage has dipped to 31.3%. But Reese's response hints at maturity, publicly supporting Marsh. We have to give Tyler grace. She shoulders blame rather than deflecting it. This leadership gesture, however, rings hollow without on-court evolution. Candace Parker's advice cuts to the core. Master what you be great at. Stop trying to do everything. For Reese, that means accepting a Rodman-esque identity. Elite rebounder, defensive disruptor, chaos agent. Chasing Clark's scoring crown is professional. Clark's Jackie Robinson impact transcends race. She shattered the WNBA's visibility ceiling. Sold out arenas, 31% viewership spikes, and million-dollar endorsements aren't accidents. But her true revolution is structural. Forcing franchises to invest in practice facilities, like Chicago's $38 million project, prioritize charter flights, and market stars beyond singular narratives. Yes, her whiteness amplified coverage, but Clark's generational skill, logo threes, audacious passing, demanded reevaluation of all players' marketability. As Alicia Clark, no relation, observed, she's making sure the 95% of us beyond the Supermax deals benefit too. Yet Clark's gravitational pull exposes uncomfortable truths. When Reese grabs 17 rebounds in a loss, it's framed as empty hustle. When Clark posts a triple-double in defeat, it's heroic. This duality isn't Clark's fault. It's a league navigating decades of inequitable storytelling. Elite black stars like Aya Wilson won titles in obscurity. Clark's arrival coincided with their overdue spotlight. The rising tide lifts only those prepared to swim upstream. Reese's survival hinges on ruthless reinvention. Embrace the Dennis Rodman protocol. Study film of Alicia Clark, the WNBA's premier defender despite being 5 feet 11 inches. Note her footwork fighting through screens, gap coverage instincts, and vocal court leadership. Reese has the wingspan and tenacity to replicate this. Sacrifice scoring attempts. Become the league's most feared lockdown forward. Own the glass. Ignite transition. Rebounds aren't stats, they're weapons. Moses Malone turned offensive boards into second chance points by immediately going back up. Reese's habit of kicking rebounds out to shooters wastes her greatest gift. Demand paint dominance. 15 rebound per game minimum, with 70% converted into putbacks or fast break assists. Leverage cultural capital. Reese's BET Sportswoman of the Year win, tying Serena Williams, proves her off-court resonance. Redirect that influence. Partner with Chicago's new training facility project to attract free agents. Use her Angel Reese Foundation to mentor girls in sports finance. Become the bridge between Chicago's gritty identity and its future. The massacre that could redeem her. Clark's return against Chicago won't be a matchup. It'll be an autopsy. But Reese can weaponize this humiliation. Defensive assignment. Volunteer to guard Clark full court. Even if Clark drops 40, the effort reshapes Reese's narrative from stat patter to relentless disruptor. Rebound with purpose. Target 20-plus rebounds. Not as padding, as ammunition. Outlet passes to Haley Van Lith, her LSU teammate, could ignite Chicago's stagnant offense. Public vulnerability. Post-game, echo Alicia Clark's resilience. I'm not where I need to be, but watch me work. Authenticity disarms critics. The league's unspoken bargain. The WNBA's growth demands stars beyond Clark. Reese's path mirrors Alicia Clark's journey. Cut by San Antonio, she became a 3x champion by mastering defense and adaptability. Chicago's new facility, Reese's branding power, and Camila Cardoso's emergence, improving to 12.8 ppg. Offer infrastructure. Reese must choose. Evolve into the engine of Chicago's identity or become a cautionary tale about hype's expiration date. Clark's legacy was never Reese's to claim. Her revolution was making the world watch. Now Reese must show them something worth seeing. Angel Reese isn't hated. She's overrated. The hype machine sold a rivalry that never existed. Clark's a generational talent. Reese, a rebounding specialist with an influencer's ego. For points wasn't fluke, it was a reality check. The WNBA won't wait for her to catch up. Drop a comment below. Is Reese being unfairly scapegoated? Or did Stephen A nail it? Subscribe for the unfiltered take no other channel will give you. This story, it's only getting wilder.